I think she's speaking a
Yeah.
little too soon. When he marries
Yeah.
you, then you can complete the
Oh
list.
yeah.
Why the hell so many people are trying to tell me to slow down? Seems like motherfuckers should be shutting the hell up and enjoying the show.
Donni P, how you doing?
I'm well. Thank
Uh,
you.
all right, thank you so much for gracing us on our platform. You do a lot on social media.
You think so?
I think so. I mean, you're pretty much like a motivational speaker.
Hmm.
You're an entrepreneur.
I have the comic side of me as well.
B.Simone, who we love very much for her comedic and I guess witty ways, posted a very interesting video taking
Hmm.
shots at women 2 weeks after she announced that she had a man. Okay. She's dating an NFL player, but she's been on social media for the last few years, throwing thirst traps at a number of rappers. I think the baby was one, and just out here, doing the most. You know what I'm saying? Acting thirsty on social media. And now she has a man, and she decides to put up a video, I guess, educating women
Right.
on how to get a man, because now she has landed a man, especially after all that begging on social media and being thirsty. And
Hmm.
I guess she named it The List. And she said she had a book that I guess she had written, and it was called The List. And we're going to play it here just so people can see the comparison. We're going to play your clip, as
Hmm.
well as her clip. But
Hmm.
interesting enough, her message was the exact same as your message.
Yes, it was.
Well, manifesting love. But here's a little challenge. We got all these things we want in a man. A list of things. He got to be tall. He got to be dark. He got to be handsome. He got to have pretty teeth. He got to be a family man. He got to be financially stable. He got to be rich. He got to be successful. He got to be all these things. And we ain't even half the things on that list. He got to be a family man. Bitch, you ain't talked to your mama in 6 months, but you want him to be a family man. He got to be financially stable. Your account is in the negative, ma'am. Overdraft fees. He got to have a job. You need to go fill out some applications because you're still unemployed. He got to have pretty teeth. You ain't seen a dentist in 6 years. He got to have a six-pack and be in shape. You can't even walk up a flight of stairs without huffing and puffing. Get your life together. This whole list that he got to be. You ain't even half the things on that list. So this is what I challenge you to do so we can manifest love all 2021. Make that list of that perfect dream man that you got in your mind. Then, what I did, make a list of the type of woman he would need right by his side. You want him to be in shape? You need to get to the gym. Equally yoked, bitch. You want him to be financially stable? Well, you need to start saving because you can't keep a dime to your name. Huh? You want him to be a family man? Call your mama. You become a family woman. Heal your traumas before you put all this shit on him. You want him to be patient. Bitch, your patience is thin. You want him to be understanding. You the least understanding person in your circle of friends, but he gotta be understanding. Fix you. Fix you. Whatever you want, become that. Fuck. He gotta be in shape. Bitch, you eat chips every day. You heal.
A lot of you women out here praying to God for something you ain't even ready for. You out here praying, God, please just bless me with a man, Father God, that makes $150,000. Meanwhile, you got a McDonald's salary. But what you finna do with him? He like Creed and Tom Ford. Meanwhile, you still got on Bath and Body Works mist. What you finna do with that man? What you finna do with him? You praying and asking God, please bless me with a man that come from a loving family. Meanwhile, you got fucked up communication skills and abandonment issues, and you still trying to figure out why your father ain't never give you no hugs. What you finna do with that man besides destroy him?
I mean, I'm talking about even down to like the way she even delivered the message. It was just so like, it was kind of
Yeah.
like, it was kind of like, I guess, similar to, I guess, that song that Mr. Pesos did. You probably don't know who he is, but he did a rap song called Up, and then Cardi B puts her song out, and it sounds the exact same. You cannot refute that someone took something from somebody there. And
Something.
your message looks like it was taken from from B. Simone. Well,
Right.
B. Simone took it. Tell
Right.
me about like First of all, where did you get your message from? Very inspiring. I love the way you delivered it. You didn't sound condescending. You didn't sound like you were here and everybody else was there. That's kind of how B.Simone's message came about. Like she was here now and y'all are there and you need to get on her
Right.
level, you know? So tell me about like, how did you come about, I guess, formulating your message called The List?
I don't know about the list thing. I think the list has something to do with the other girl.
Okay.
So I don't know
Okay.
nothing
And we'll be
about this
talking.
thing.
We'll be talking to her tomorrow. So go ahead and explain. I guess
I don't know
your.
about my thing was first of all, let me tell you something. So sometimes if I'm home or if I'm driving, I'll start thinking about things and then I just write them down. And then
Okay.
I come back to them. Oh, well, I need something to talk about today, or something will just happen, and I'll be like, okay, let me go on the gram and go on my rant. So it's nothing. Let me say the only thing that really inspires me to do those videos is life and some of the personal things that I've been through. Like as that video, it was a time in my life where it was somebody that I really, really, really liked. Like I really wanted to be with this guy. At the time, I was making about $32,000. I was working in the dental office. He was making about $120,000. He was in a different place in his life versus where I was. I still had bad communication skills. He was at that place where he had surpassed that. He figured out how he can communicate, how he can be a little bit more effective. He likes to take trips. He had a passport. I had never been on a plane. Um, he had a lot going on with him that he had this beautiful house. He wasn't a millionaire, but he had this beautiful home. He had a banging car. I was still on the metro, on the train, still had public transportation. So I felt like, I really, really wanted him. And everybody was like, Donni, I think you should do it. Like you should try to, go for it. And I never did. And it was because I just had to think about like, okay, you here with your life. You got all these issues going on. You can't be trying to go over here and do something with this man who is pretty much has his life pretty much together. I can't bring my personal issues into his life. I got to fix me first. Then the financial piece. I'm not saying that finances is the number one thing in a relationship, but it's definitely a key component that makes up a relationship. No doubt about that. So I just knew that I wasn't financially stable to be with a man like that. Like I said, if he wanted to take a trip, I would have to wait. I gotta save my money. I don't know. I have a kid. My daughter's 18 now. So
Oh wow, you don't
back
look
then,
like that.
yeah, I had my daughter young, 15. So my daughter was fairly young. I still had to pay for childcare. I just wasn't in a place that I felt like I could be with a man like that. And it wasn't, people was like, Donni, you're downplaying yourself. I'm like, no, you got to look at the bigger picture here. It's not that I'm downplaying myself, but when you get to a certain level in life, um,
See, I enjoy oral sex, but to be honest, some of my experiences have been not pleasing due to lack of proper vaginal hygiene. I went down on this chick once, and the yoni was so good and fresh. It took me on like a whole nother level of just pleasure. So at that moment, I had to stop and ask, what are you using? And she told me, Embrace Pangea Feminine Wash.
We all know that a fresh yoni brings on a whole new level of confidence, so visit embracepangea.com, and of course, I got my winos covered for a discount, so use the coupon code TASHAK for 10% off your first order. To all of you Dr. Sebi followers, I've got something for y'all. Discover the untold story of one of the most important healers of our time in Abelardo Guerrero Jr.'s book titled My Journey with Dr. Sebi. Visit www.myjourneywithdrsebi.com to place your order and receive a free copy of the audiobook with over 4 hours of exclusive content. Let's put the wine down for a second, because at times like this, we need to take a shot of the olive leaf extract, because the olive leaf boosts our immune system and has been known to reverse high blood pressure, lupus, diabetes, and certain cancers. Check them out at myoliveleaf.biz to learn more and to order, or simply click the link below in the description box. Now back to the wine.
like I didn't know nothing about motivating myself or motivating him. And I'm not saying he couldn't have done anything for me, but if I'm not in that place within myself, how can I expect you to do it? I wasn't driven back then. I wasn't interested or ever looked into being an entrepreneur. I just couldn't do it. So if I was a little bit driven back then, he could have helped me, to help mold me a little bit or help push me. So I'm saying to myself, like, a lot of women pray for this man that they not ready for. And I feel like you have to be careful what you wish for and what you're praying for, because if God knows that you're not ready for it, He's not gonna give it to you right when you ask for it. But if you keep begging and praying for it, He gonna say, okay, here you go. Here you go. Let me see what you're gonna do with it. Let me see what you're gonna do with it. And 9 times out of 10, a lot of us, from personal experience, we ruin it because we're not ready. So instead of praying for a man, ask God to heal you, to help you. Tell him to turn you into that wife that you want to be. You know you have communication issues. Ask him to make it transparent and show you how to be a better woman. Show me how to be a better person. I had communication skill issues with my friends, with my mother, with my father. How am I going to go into this man's life? He got his life pretty much all put together. No, he's not perfect, but his life pretty much put together. Here I am. I got issues with my mother. Me and my father cannot barely communicate right. He cursing me out. I'm cursing him out. Like, come on. Like, it's no way that I can do that. And I think people took what I was saying and didn't listen to the message. Like, especially the piece where I say, well, he likes Creed and Tom Ford. Here you are. You still wear bad. You still have Bath and Body Works in this. You have a McDonald's salary. He has $150,000. People saying it's nothing. What's wrong with working at McDonald's? I didn't say nothing was wrong with working at McDonald's at all. There's nothing wrong with working at McDonald's. What I'm saying is that the salary, we all know, unless you in the higher ups, maybe McDonald's, your salary is probably kind of low. What you gonna do with him? What could you do? Not that you can't do anything with him, but if you know you're not in a place in your life where you're struggling.
I mean, they could, if you want to be a sugar baby, I mean, there's an option, but
you have it. So I just try to say my personal experience and some of the things that I've been through myself, as well as just the people that I hang around and I listen to their stories, and it's so relatable. Even though I have never been through some of the things that they've been through, I've experienced something very much so similar. So I just decided, you know what, let me try to speak on it and bring it to the gram and bring a little bit of light to it. And I realized that when I drag men, they all for me. The women love me. As soon as I light fire up on the outside, they can't stand me. You think you this and you think you that, and you don't know what you're talking about, and what does money. I'm like, you guys are missing the message behind what I'm saying. And then when it had got shared so many times. I didn't expect that video to go viral at all. I just get on there and talk my shit. But when spiritual word got it, when I say I got dragged, ooh, baby, I got dragged. The internet is not for the weak. Instagram, it's not for the weak. It's not at all. If you had tough skin, you might as well sit down and cry. You might as well log off. So once it got to spiritual word, dragged. I'm talking about dragged. And before I even got to spiritual word, I had turned off the comments because it was just too many for me at the time. Oh, spiritual word. They couldn't get to that post. They came to the DM. And then this B.Simone thing, right? My friends, I was doing a podcast. I do a weekly podcast called Bosher. So I was on the podcast and my phone is going off 98 times. 98 messages. Okay. I get a lot of notifications all the time because this video has been popping. That video and the King's video has been really, really, really going off. So I'm looking like, why so many tags in the shade room? Like, what is going on? Honestly, I thought I was on it. Just me. Just me, I'm on there. I'm like, okay, maybe they put this one on the shade room. Shade room got it. When I went to the post, to the tags, everybody in the tags, she stole it from Donni. I heard it on Donni page. That's my girl. I've been following her. Everybody is saying in the post, she stole this from you. Because I hadn't seen the video. Now this was when Shade Room had just only posted B.Simone. So everybody, I mean, a lot of my followers was tagging me in that video. So this, like I said, this before Shade Room, this was just only B.Simone on there. So I guess the Shade Room was looking at everybody's tagged me and saying she stole it from me. So I made a post. I said the same video that I was dragged for, she gets praised for. The same exact thing that's very much so similar. Then my caption, I made a post in my story and I said, just 2 weeks ago, I said the same thing B.Simone said. Y'all dragged me for it. Yes, you praise her. Y'all dick riding. Shout out to everybody who tagged me in the post saying that she stole my video. I never
it's
went on
not the
Instagram.
first time she's been accused of stealing something. Listen, I do want to point that out. Like, There was
So
a
I've heard.
planner. There was a planner issue. I don't know if you know about that. The
I heard.
exact idea of I guess a goal planner of how to make I don't know how to make $1 million. Don't get me the line, but it was the exact same as someone that had published that planner like a few years earlier. It was just like, whoo, child.
Hey, you guys, it's B.Simone. Y'all know me. I have been vulnerable, real, transparent, honest throughout my whole career, and this moment isn't any different. I want to make a quick short video and address all of the accusations surrounding my book, but because it is now a legal matter, I can only say so much, but I wouldn't be me and I wouldn't feel right if I didn't say anything at all. So that's what I'm doing. I had a vision to create a book for young women to change their mindset and to manifest, because that is how I feel like I became successful in life. That is my truth. That's what I know about. So that's what I wanted to teach young women, manifestation. I wanted to tell them my story, right? I've never written a book. I've never been an author. So as an influencer, as a creative, as an entrepreneur, me and my team outsourced. We hired a team that we trusted, that we thought could bring my vision to life. And they did a lot of things without my knowledge, and I am here to fix it. I've reached out to every creative involved, every female involved to fix this issue. And even though I feel like the people I hired in my team dropped the ball, I'm taking full accountability, because at the end of the day, I'm the leader, I'm the CEO, I'm the coach. So, it's my brand. I take full accountability, even though I did not know. I'm here to fix it. I'm here to speak about it. I'm not going to run from this. I'm going to face it head on. I'm learning. I'm growing every single day. My business mind, it's growing every day. The way I do business is growing every day. I take this as a learning experience, The books have been taken down. We're stopping all sales until this matter is black and white, clear as day. I don't want any gray area. And I thank y'all for rocking with me. I thank y'all for supporting me. Once again, I take full accountability, even though I did not know. Because why? I am the face of the brand. I am the brand. I am the coach. Even if the player fucks up, I'm the coach. So I wanted to speak on this, let you know I'm in the business of fixing it. And I love you guys, everybody that's been so supportive and loving throughout this whole process. You don't know how much I need that. I done cried about it. I done vented about it. Now it's time to fix it. So I thank you. I thank y'all for rocking with me.
So the next thing I know, the next day, it's on Shade Room. Like a couple people had been hitting me up. I'm sending this to the Shade Room and blah, 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 blah. And I'm just like, okay, it's been times where I send stuff to the Shade Room. They just view it. They don't say nothing. They just like the shit or just see it and keep it pushing. But this time I get on there and I'm like, everybody's sending me messages. You on the Shade Room? You on the Shade Room? And I'm looking, I'm like, oh, fuck. What happened now? What happened again now? And now it's Donni is saying B.Simone stole from her. I didn't know nothing about this other lady. I don't know nothing about her or whatever. Mm-hmm. They're saying that it happens again. B.Simone, stealing from people. And I'm like, let me clear it up. I never said. Of course, they dragged me in there too. I had got 179 DMs of just women just talking about, you're not the only one who talks about praying for this, and our grandmothers told us this, and this is something. That's the conversation that we had with. It's in the Bible. I didn't heard it on a Medea play, and it was a whole bunch of shit. But I'm just saying, like, I wasn't saying she stole from me. If you guys read, and it's so crazy to me, is that the post was beside my picture. So you could have zoomed in and read what I said. But because, you have Shade Room, and they messy, and they doing what they do. They doing their job, which is being shady. That's what they do. And with the whole, the title on it, which is the plagiarizing thing, it's like, damn, now it's like, okay, Donnie's saying that she stole. I'm like, I never said the girl stole. Never did I mention that. You guys only took the stole part from the caption from what I posted and made it seem like, oh, Donni said you stole it and, she was the first to do it. That's not what I said.
But would that be untrue? I mean, she did.
I don't necessarily.
So you think 2 weeks later she woke up after you posted your video and it went viral, that she came up with the exact same things that you came up with verbatim in the same tone.
And that's what a lot of people were saying. I was trying to get a girl a break.
I mean, listen, I love B.Simone, don't get me wrong. I think she's phenomenal at what she does. But let's just call a spade a spade. This ain't the first time somebody done came out and caught her red-handed. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like, listen, I get it. It's just like Nike making a shoe and Adidas making a shoe.
What is that? She's 18. She hit me up. She's like, Mom, bro, B.Simone stole it. I'm like, okay, y'all saying
and she was very sarcastic about it. Like that's my thing with her. Like, I just don't listen. McDonald's has a burger. Burger King has a burger. Okay. And their burgers, even though they both sell burgers, they're very distinct. Now, if you want to gain inspiration, which I think that's what she got, was inspiration from your post, but she wasn't very creative at relaying that inspiration to the public. You know, she just didn't give a fuck. She was just like, you know, just like what you said, you know. I think it would have been more respected, but now this is getting out of line. And so, you know, when I asked my team to reach out to you, I think it was the other girl at first. Like, it's because if you don't call people out, this stuff will continue to happen. And so she's profiting, making $1 million off of your work that you came up with in the car. And I know that because I come up with some of my best ideas when I'm in the car. And yours came from life. Now B.Simone getting a man and doing photo shoots with the man and stuff. To be honest with you, I don't know how serious to take this relationship because the man's wife unfortunately passed, and you know how you can go through that period of someone,
That grieving period.
Yeah, and then they'll get them they'll get them somebody to grieve with. And then once they come out of that grieving period, they move on.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely.
I think she's speaking a little too soon. When he marries you, then you can complete the list.
Oh, yeah.
You understand? Like, you just a girlfriend. You letting him milk the cow for free right now. So obviously you ain't checked off all the things on your list.
Hello?
So my thing is, like, I don't want you to just say it for what it is. Hold her accountable, you know? You took my shit. Just pay homage and pay respect.
That's my thing. My thing is, like, you know, if you were inspired by something that somebody's, even if you don't want to, like, you know, say out your mouth, I was inspired. Give a nigga some credit. Like, yo, right. I didn't, because a lot of times when I'm on my live, I do something called a live ghetto QVC or ghetto QVC because I speak. So I do my product hauls. I do a video or do live. So, but when I do stuff, like if I heard something on social media from another girl, like I'd be like, oh, the titties is titting. Shout out to LaDonna. LaDonna always say the girl's titties is titting. Right. I'm gonna shout you out, Donna, because I would hate for her to see my video. And she's from Swankapaw. She's one of the brand ambassadors for them. I'm like, you know how the girls from Swankapaw say my titties is titting, because I would never want her to see my video later in life and be like, bitch, you keep saying titties is titting. You ain't never say where you get that from. That's something that's kind of, you know, like I say, call me back.
But your intellectual property, and the reason they call it intellectual property is because you thought of this first, and this is your property. And when you disseminate that is yours. Okay?
Absolutely.
So when she, as someone who has a large platform, and I know the pressures of being an influencer like her and an entrepreneur and having a big platform, and you have to keep feeding people so that you can feed yourself. I get that. But at the same time, listen, she could have came together with you and co-wrote a book. You see what I'm saying? Like, but outright stealing the first time, I kind of gave some commentary on. I was like, I don't know. The second time, no.
I was that, and I was like, yo, I'm team B. I fuck with B. I was like, yeah, I fuck with her. I like her journey, her story. I like her on the way to get $1 million. Like, my crew, they don't really fuck with what she got going on. I think I'm like the only one out of my girls that be like, no, I really fuck with B.
Because you understand, because you're on that path.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, absolutely. I was like, I just love B.Simone. Like, she really doing her thing. Like, she done came up from her comedy. I think she used comedy to get into the lane that she's in, that she really wanted to be, which was cosmetics, which was dope. And I'm like, okay, well, I'm into comedy. My goal is to eventually act. So, okay, I understand exactly what she's doing. She's trying to make her bag and get to where she want to be. So I always had a little love for B. But then when that came, I was like, damn, did she really steal my shit though? And I went back and I played the video, and my friend's like, yo, look at the mannerism and the all right, Tasha. Tasha, like, no, bitch, she stole your shit.
Really,
And I just was like,
really.
damn, ironic. And that's what pissed me off is that the same, like, okay, spiritual world is just as big as a platform as Shade Room. So it's like, okay, get on there. Oh, baby, I got dragged like shit when I did it. I'm talking about I got dragged like shit, like real bad.
Hmm.
And I didn't understand why. Like, what's wrong with Bath and Body Works, miss? There's nothing wrong with Bath and Body Works, miss. I wear that shit. I just wear
Right.
it to bed.
That shit
I
give me
like, I like,
allergies. I'm sorry. I can't even walk past the store in the
I,
mall. That
it
shit,
falls off in 5 fucking minutes. So I
it
wear the
does.
shit. No, ain't nothing wrong with it. It's just not my thing. But
But
people miss the whole.
it's okay. But I do want to support you in what it is that you said because um, I remember when and I didn't know what it was called, like a list at the time, although I did make a list. My best friend at the time had a husband, and I saw how he treated her. And I said,
Mm,
dang, because he was the first example of a man that I had saw. Get me wrong. Like, I got two daddies. Okay, I gotta, I
okay.
got two daddies, and I have to say that respectively, because both of them will get upset if I say, oh, I have one daddy and one,
Mhm.
made me, but the other raised
Right.
me, and then the other came in my life, and now they're both in my life. They're both walking me down the aisle. So I
Mhm.
remember, and this is when I was really heavy on the law of attraction, and I was really getting into alchemy and stuff like that, and that's pretty much how I built my entire career as well as family and stuff. I actually wrote a list. I said, if I want a husband, this is what I want, and I wrote him down all of the
Mhm.
qualities. And I kid you not, 2 weeks later, I met my husband. And it was
Really?
yeah, I kid you not. I really never told anybody this. And so, I mean, it
Really?
sounds cheesy, but it's like, could that be a coincidence? But people don't understand. Like, I really met my soulmate. My husband and I went to the same college. We didn't even know it, you know? And so we've
Oh,
been
wow.
together 15 years. We have 2 kids. And then what are the odds that I didn't even know what I wanted to be at the time? I just knew that I was going to be very successful, but I had no clue of what I wanted to be. And he was in production, doing
Mhm.
movies and stuff and short films. And me, I was just, housewife at the time. I'm just working at
Mhm.
Cheesecake Factory and making my little money on the weekends, and I go home. There was
Right.
no goals. I'm telling you, there was no goals.
Right.
And now both of us, huh?
That was me. That was me. No
I'm
goals.
telling you,
No
most
plans.
people don't realize they don't even have, and that's okay because some
Go.
people just don't know. Like, you don't have goals, and I did not. He could tell you, I did not know. I wanted to be a nurse. I wanted to be a damn doctor. I wanted to be an architect. I wanted to be a restaurant. There was so many things I wanted to do. It was crazy. And then I think later on into the marriage is when I figured out what I wanted to do, but it didn't even dawn on me that him and I would be able to support each other in the work that I do. So it works like that. And I literally called my soulmate into my space because I was mentally ready,
Mhm.
and I knew that
Right.
when God gave me and showed me my soulmate, I was ready at the point. And I think people have to be more specific and more and act with the purpose of intention in order to get
Mhm.
anything. It's just like you get up every day and you say, I'm gonna go to work. It's the same thing. It may take longer to get, but as long as your intention is, I'm gonna do this, it's gonna happen. So
Absolutely. I
you don't
agree.
have to
That's
be, you shouldn't be dragged for telling the truth because that is the ultimate truth.
absolutely. I agree.
Yeah. Yes. So I keep doing what you're doing. Are you going to write some books? I think you
You
getting
know
those
what?
ideas in the car warrant books and more motivational talks and really building a business doing that. That's some big ass money. That's some
A
Will
lot of
Smith money, girl.
yeah. A lot of people say that. People DM me like, "You should write a book." Like, seriously. And I be like,
Yeah.
really? You think so? And I gotta pray on it and ask God to make it transparent and what He want me to do. And if that's what I'm supposed to do, then listen, I'm open to it.
Right.
all
There's
the
a
way.
guy that I've seen on social media who's been blowing up, Kevin Samuels. I guess giving his relationship expert advice. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not a fan, but I respect the hustle, you know. And I think that if there was a woman in this arena dominating like that, it should be you.
Yeah, I agree. I like him. I like yo, you're the
Say,
female version of Samuels. Like
who
a lot
said
of people
that?
say that.
Yeah,
A
yeah.
lot of
But just a little bit more respectful and honest with yourself. You know, I think he's able to sell the brand, but he doesn't necessarily buy from the brand, if you understand my drift.
yeah,
You got to be able to
he be
use your own stuff.
I'd be like, oh my God. I
Would
just
you
be like,
say?
shout out
What
to
did you say? You blocked out for a sec. It just went blank. What did you say?
he be dragging those
Yeah.
women. I just be like, oh my God. I hope you have shout out to the women that get on there. Because I just be like, sis, if you have any insecurities and you lack confidence, don't your ass hit that request to get in here. Cause he finna light your ass up. I'm telling you now. Sometimes I agree with some of the things that he says because some of those women get in there and they make themselves look stupid as fuck. Like, and I just be like, I know you didn't think that made some fucking sense. Like, for real.
But where
But
can they find you, Donni, and
you can
support
find me on
you?
Instagram.
And okay,
Yes,
shout out
please
your
do.
Instagram. Shout out your Instagram.
I am Donni P. IAMDONNIIP. So 2 N's, 2 I's, P. And I
All
also have a
right.
boutique. It's by Donni, so you can check that out. The link is in the bio.
Okay. Okay. Thank you so much. I support you
No
in
problem.
everything that you do, and I'm sure the winos will too. So I'm looking forward to seeing more from you as well.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Bye.